Hello friends, welcome to LeggLife. You guys, we've been on YouTube for 6.5 years. And over that time, we have done a ton of Q&A videos, a ton of tag videos, a ton of this or that videos, and it can get to the point where it feels like you have answered every question you possibly could answer.
Right.
However, recently, someone at work asked an icebreaker question that kind of blew my mind.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking, wait a second, what other icebreaker questions could be out there?
Yeah.
And so we found some of the most random questions possible.
They're super random, yep.
And I think this is going to be a ton of fun to answer.
I think so.
I think it's going to be really funny. So in today's video, we are answering 10 of the most random icebreaker questions we could possibly find.
So for me, usually just even like the word icebreaker just causes me to like, nope, I'm out. I'm out.
True.
Don't put me down for that. I'm not a big fan usually, but I think that's like, we kind of went over these questions to begin with. And I think these are really like funny questions, and I'm kind of excited to jump into this.
One of the reasons that I hear icebreaker and I cringe is because to me, icebreaker questions are normally so boring and the same. It's like, tell us something about yourself that nobody else would know. Right? Tell us 2 truths and a lie about yourself. Like, there are things that just like, I don't want to do this again. Can we please not?
Yeah.
But these questions, if I went to a group and one of these questions was their icebreaker, I'm just like, I'm here for life. Like, count me in.
Some of these are really, really funny. So.
And even just talking about this list, we were laughing so often. So let me kind of tell you the story behind question number 1, which is the question that inspired this whole thing.
Yeah.
So Allison, who's a part of our team at work, we were like folding annual giving letters and like stamping them and putting them out there. So we're kind of working in a team.
Kind of work.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
So we're kind of talking, and she asked this question, which is, you guys are going to hear in a second. And I remember just being like, that may be the greatest question I've ever heard in my entire life.
And I think like that night you were like, okay, we need to do this.
Yeah, I did. I came home from work that day and I was like, all right, Sherri, put this on our potential video list.
Yep.
And here we are.
Here we are.
So are you ready? The question that started it all?
Yeah.
Random icebreaker question number 1. I love this question so much.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a hollow wooden leg, what would you store in it? I can't say it without a straight face. So Sherri, hollow wooden LeggLife. What would you store in it?
I have 2 answers. I don't know if you're allowed to do 2.
For the sake of this question, we are going to assume you have 2 hollow wooden legs.
Okay. I would keep coffee in one.
Oh, practical for you.
Practical. So
Okay.
I just always like have coffee accessible. Also like cash.
You like money?
Money. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So when I was thinking about this question, I went through a million different answers. Like what would be the most helpful, but then what would be like the most absurd thing to store in there? And I think in my mind, the most absurd thing to store would be a real leg. Like you have like a real leg stored inside.
How big is your wooden leg?
I don't know. The question doesn't answer that.
That's true.
But as I thought practically, you went coffee. I was thinking like a beverage, like an adult beverage, a cocktail, a beer, something like that.
Just like straight vodka.
Yes, but maybe. But here's the thing. I would want it to have like a tap built into the outside. So, because you don't want to like unscrew
You have like a tap coming up from your leg.
I was just thinking one of those handle ones. Just like hold your little cup and be like, all right, good to go.
Sure.
So think about that.
Because obviously.
I do like the money idea. That's very practical.
Yeah.
How often you're like, I wish I had a $5 bill. And be like, oh, hold on 1 second. Squeak, 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 squeak. Here's your $5 bill.
Right.
So, okay.
Right.
You guys, this is going to be the tone for the entire video. Just so you know.
Buckle up.
It doesn't get
Buttercup.
more serious.
No.
It doesn't get more serious than this. All right. Question number 2. I love this question. What is one article of clothing that someone could wear that would make you walk out on a date with them immediately? You're sitting in a nice restaurant. You're waiting on your Tinder swipe to show up.
Right.
They walk through the door. You see them wearing this and you instantly get up.
Peace out.
And leave.
Okay, so I have 2 answers to this too.
I see a trend.
I know we see a trend. So my first answer, and I think this is the one that I told you when we first went through this, I would hope that I'm not actually like so shallow that something that somebody's wearing is gonna make me like peace out on them. I would hope. I can't guarantee that, but nothing is coming to mind where I would just be like, nope, I'm out. However, I have one that might make you really proud of me.
Oh, okay.
A 49ers jersey.
Yes! Oh, I love you. Although that's a lie. You know that.
That is a lie. It is a lie.
But I do want to go back to your first answer, because here's the thing. You're sitting at a nice coffee shop, and you mean to tell me that Brandon walks in and he has a fanny pack across his chest, as the kids are doing these days, and he's wearing a visor, not straight forward, backwards. You mean to tell me that fanny pack across the chest and visor Brandon, you don't get up and leave?
I feel like that can be fixed.
No,
I feel like it can be fixed.
That outfit speaks to a tainted and a toxic root. Something is ruined at the root.
Okay, I do have something that is like a turnoff for me when it comes to guys.
What if she said green shirts? It's like, I gotta go.
When you have Devil's Club Bruin
hats.
No. Okay, like the sweater that's like tied right here.
Oh, like very preppy.
I'm out. Because I feel like that can't be fixed.
Note to self, never tie sweater around the neck.
Yeah, I feel like that's like an elite snobbery that can't be fixed, and I'm out.
Okay.
But I feel like just poor dressing, like if you just look like trash, it can be fixed.
Okay, so I actually agree with you for the most part. I do feel like because to me, clothes are a representation a lot of times of personality, or they can be I'm trying to present something maybe that I'm not because I don't really know who I am.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So it can
Right.
be both of those. So a lot of times what we wear and what we present has to do with like how we feel or who we are or think we are.
Correct.
So I agree.
Which can be like fixed.
100% in the process of self-discovery.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
Right.
And so I was actually thinking about this, and I was like, wait, is there anything that I would like instantly get up and walk out on? I don't think so. Like, I feel like I'm just like, all right, this is gonna be that kind of a date. Mm-hmm. Right? You're wearing a Major League Baseball mascot costume. Cool, let's do this. Like,
right, and that's the thing is like it's a date, and you're not like signing up for like life, and so I feel like I'm gonna give this person a chance to redeem themselves in this date. And if by the end of the date their entire persona matches what they're wearing, I'm out.
Except, well, see this.
Like I'm not just gonna like peace out at the beginning of the date and not give them a chance to like show that they have more depth to them than a backwards.
Let's say they walk in. You know those like car rental things. What if they're wearing one of those, like that Halloween costume, which is like the guy with the waving arms?
Then I'm gonna point and laugh, but I'm still gonna hear the story.
I will say it's probably gonna be a fun date.
Right. Correct.
Okay. So we're both not gonna walk out because of what they are wearing. It may give us a really hilarious story.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Question number 3. I just said number 2. We're going number 3. Wow. You have your own late night talk show. Who do you invite as your first guest? Guest number 1 on Late Night with Sherri Legg.
Ooh.
Which I just named your show for you.
Correct. Ooh. I'm gonna say, again with the 2 answers because I can't pick, Taylor Swift or Anna Kendrick.
Okay, maybe, you know how late night shows have like a musical guest sometimes?
Okay, maybe both.
Maybe both of those.
Maybe both, and I get to chat with them both because they both seem like the best kind of people that I just want to like hang out with.
Wow. Taylor Swift, I would have guessed. That one does not surprise me. Anna Kendrick surprises me a little.
Do you follow her on Twitter?
I don't.
She's freaking hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. So mine would probably be, I try to think of who are celebrities that it's like, oh, I would really love to meet. And I think that my first guest, right now, this would probably change. I really want to meet Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
I just feel like I love so much of what he's done. We could talk. I could try to convince him to cast me in something that he's doing, like that kind of thing.
Right.
My first musical guest. Well, okay, my first musical guest would probably be, based on my reaction to seeing them at Austin City Limits, I would probably choose Mumford & Sons because some of you guys have heard this story. The level of 13-year-old girl that I squealed when Marcus Mumford popped up next to me, if I did that on live TV, I would have a viral moment.
Correct.
There's my answer. All right. Question number 4. Mm-hmm. If you were left on a deserted island with either your worst enemy or no one, which would you choose and why?
And I think this is where I'm gonna I only have one answer for this one.
Breaking the trends.
I want to believe the best in people.
Yes, you do.
And I will give people probably more chances than they deserve.
Okay.
Generally. To prove themselves wrong to me. And so, I would probably choose my worst enemy because I feel like if it was just the two of us, we're gonna have to sit down and figure out our stuff, and we're gonna make it work. And I feel like being stuck on a deserted island with at least one other person is going to be better.
Okay. Wow, that's a very thoughtful response.
Thank you.
Mine is a little different.
Yeah.
I also choose my worst enemy.
Yeah, but why?
Food. Because if I'm going to have to, like, end someone, I want it to be my worst enemy who then provides the nourishment for me to live and thrive and succeed. That's, like, the ultimate, like, take that worst enemy.
There's no, like, vegetation or animals or something, fish
on
this island.
Even if there was, this is my chance.
You're just going to off this person and eat them.
Day one.
Cool.
Not day one. I'd use them for their strength and brains, and then off they go for food.
All right.
We went very different directions with that one.
Sure did.
All right, question number 5.
Yeah.
If you could be immortal, what age would you choose to stop aging at, and why? This is a good question because I have so many, like, I could argue so many different ages.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to choose 28.
Okay.
Because I feel like at 28, I was a fully grown adult, even though I still look like a child. I had the brains of a fully grown adult. Like, I knew not to do just stupid things. But also, I feel like at like at that age, like 28, 29, you're taken more seriously. Like, you're addressed as an adult as opposed to like, oh, I'm 23. People just assume you're still in like the stupid decision-making phase. And they give you, like, no responsibility. They give you no, like, respect. And so I feel like the late 20s, but then it's still young enough to, like, not feel old. Because when I hit 30, I felt old.
You felt 30?
Keeping in mind that I am now 40, and I feel ancient.
Yeah. I will say, I love your reasoning for that.
Yeah.
Very well thought out. Here's what I know. For me, it's not 41, which I am right now, because getting out of bed this morning, I instantly thought, this isn't the age I want to stay. This isn't it.
No, that's the other thing too. Like, you're still young enough to, like, move.
Yeah. You can still do, like, kicks.
And not be in pain.
You can still do kicks and great dance moves.
Not throw out your back.
So for me, it's 30.
Okay.
Because, very similar to something that you said, it was frustrating to me when I was in my 20s because, like, I had, especially a lot of jobs I had were more professional career jobs. Mm-hmm. Yet, there was always this, yeah, but you're in your 20s mentality that drove me crazy.
Yeah.
And there was something about turning 30 that I felt people took you more serious. And so for me, if there's an age that I have to spend forever, I don't want to spend eternity with people being like, oh, but you're in your 20s. Because then there are a lot of people I would murder on the desert island.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think this is maybe the difference between men and women because at 40, I'm still treated like I don't really know what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
In a professional environment. So I think maybe for men at 30, like all of a sudden you're like, oh, you're an adult and you can make wise decisions. But as a female, it's still just like, you don't know what you're doing.
I will say that's not necessarily totally true because for me, the 30s, I wasn't treated like I am in the 40s. You know what I mean? Like when I turned 40, it got even better.
Oh.
And so it's like the 20s were the worst. 30s were at least better. 40s, still better. By the time I'm 100, you guys, really, we're going to be taken seriously.
Correct. Really.
Maybe. All right. Question number 6. Mm-hmm. Would you rather travel back in time or forward to the future? You discover a DeLorean. I did almost just say a Mandalorian. And then I realized, nope, that's the wrong.
It's different.
It's different.
It's different.
Where are you going? Backwards or forward?
Ooh. I don't think that I answered this one when we were first going through.
You did not.
I think because I didn't have an answer.
Uh-huh. And you can't have two answers on this one.
I can't have two answers. I know. So I'm going to talk out. I'm just going to like think out loud for a minute.
Do it.
So going back in time, I would love to be able to have like long conversations with like my great grandparents. I was lucky enough to know my great grandparents on my dad's side, both sets actually.
That's cool.
They all died kind of in my junior high school years, but I did know them for good chunk of my life, which was amazing. But I would love to be able to go back and kind of talk to them like peer to peer instead of like great grandparent to great grandchild. I think that would be fascinating. I'm also a big like history buff. Like history just fascinates me, so I think I'd love to go back. But I wouldn't want to mess up anything that's happening now.
Oh, Back to the Future style.
Back to the Future style. Like, I wouldn't want to set some, like, one tiny 1% degree change that would mean that I don't exist. Now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So if I could just, like, go back in time and not mess anything up.
Totally.
And then just transport back to where I'm at now.
You say backwards?
I would think I would go backwards.
Okay. I really love certain times in history. And I think to get to experience those and see things that I just have such an interest in and a fascination with would be amazing. But I'm actually going to choose to go forward. Oh. Because the uncertainty of what in the world does the future look like? I mean, I'm going to get dark for a second, if that's okay. It feels like
me.
It is usually you. I'm going to step into my Sherri role. It feels like the world is going in the wrong direction and people suck more and more every year and things are getting worse and worse.
Yes, correct.
And so when when I think about it in 200 years, I'm like, how are we still here? Right? Like what does society even look like? And so I want to go forward for the simple fact that backward would be very interesting, and I'm fascinated by that. But when I look to the future, there is so much uncertainty and question. I want to see what that's like.
You want to see if we're in like a dystopian society.
Well, yeah, those are also my favorite books to read.
Right.
And so like I want to step out of my portal right into like buildings that have windows blown out in like a dystopian post-apocalyptic setting.
Okay.
Because I've read enough books I can survive.
Yeah.
As long as my worst enemy's there. Sorry. All right. Question number 7.
Yeah.
Would you rather live, Sherri, you ready? Would you rather live where it only snows or where the temperature never falls below 100 degrees?
Neither, just kill me now. Neither.
No, not an answer.
Here's the thing. I hate winter.
Uh-huh.
Which is funny because we live in Alaska where it's winter 6 months of the year. But I also really hate just heat. Oof. Would I have to like go outside?
No, you just like, where would you rather live? Like you have to live in an environment. And so think about life right now, right? So you have to go to work. You have to do like stuff, that kind of thing. You're not living in a tent.
But it only ever snows or is only ever over 100 degrees.
Yep, not for a season, every day.
Yeesh.
Every day.
Honestly, okay, this is going to be maybe a little bit shocking, but I would probably stay where it snows. Because, this is my brain just working on, inside, even if we don't have heat, we can build a fire. And we can make heat. When it is just hot, we don't have AC here because we're in Alaska, but like even in places that do have air conditioning, if that breaks, you're just sweltering and there's nothing you can do. You just sit there miserable. So I think I'd rather live in a cold environment because you can do things to heat up. There's very few things you can do to cool down.
Yeah, there's some things we can do to heat up. Keep it. It's a family channel, Sherri.
Family channel.
Sorry, family channel. So my answer, not surprising to anybody, is where it snows. But here's the thing. There actually is something that skewed this for me that way. Because it doesn't say where the temperature is only below 0 or above 100.
Snow.
But for me, like, it can snow at 30 degrees.
Yeah.
And if I have to choose to live somewhere 30 degrees and snowy or 100 degrees and stab me now, I'm choosing the snow. Because 30 degrees to me is far more manageable and far more comfortable than 100.
Okay, I have a question though, because it says where it only snows. Does that just mean that it's constantly snowing, it never stops snowing? Because wouldn't you eventually just be buried?
Okay, well now we're reading a little too much into these Icebreaker These random internet icebreaker questions.
Welcome to what I do.
You're getting to look inside of Sherri's brain.
I overthink everything.
You're very good at
But
it.
I need answers.
That's
before
true.
I can really fully answer.
All right, question number 8. What current fact about your life would most impress your 5-year-old self?
This was an easy one for me.
You had, before I even stopped asking the question, you had an answer.
I did.
What is it?
I have colored hair. I have pink and purple and teal hair. My little 5-year-old self would have geeked out that this was a possibility. My favorite colors, my whole life, have been pink and purple and teal. I had a backpack that was made for me, I think in like 3rd grade. And I had that thing all through like high school, and it was pink and teal. Like, for real, like the fact that I have this in my hair and I can just have these colors with me all the time would make me so happy as a little girl.
That's like the flex on little Sherri that you have.
You're an adult, you can do whatever you want to your hair.
You know what little Adams would be? At any given time in my life, I have enough money or credit cards in my wallet that I can go to the store and buy as much and any kind of candy that I want. What's that? Oh, you can go to the store at a moment's notice and just like stock up a basket with candy? What are you, Scrooge McDuck? Like little Adam would have lost his mind.
Go swimming in your candy.
The thought of that? It's like, wait a second, you mean you can just go to the store and buy your own candy? Yeah, little Adam. Yeah, you can. That's what it would have been for me.
All right.
So,
all right.
oh man, little Adam.
Well, you've made it.
That's why I have a weight.
You have made it.
That's why I have a weight problem.
Well.
All right, question number 9. If aliens showed up and recruited you to go with them to colonize a new planet, would you go with them?
See, this is where I need more answers.
Oh, here we go. What are they?
I have some questions.
Okay, I will try. How about this? I will try to play the role of alien. Okay? Mm-hmm. You ask, and I'll try to answer as an alien would.
Do I get to bring people with me?
There are people going.
Like, did I choose?
No. There's a team of colonizers that are going to planet Zbar, and that's what's going to be colonized.
Okay, well, that's a knock.
Sorry, the alien didn't give you the right answer.
Well, what is the environment like? Like, will we just be able to, like, live in this planet, or are we gonna have to, like, live indoors in, like, a air-controlled, oxygen-controlled thing where you're not really experiencing the planet, you're just gonna, like, live in this confined mess for, like, the rest of your life?
You guys are getting a glimpse into what my life is like.
I have questions.
Have you seen the movie Biodome with Pauly Shore? That's what this is like. It's the movie Biodome. In fact, honestly, Pauly Shore may be there.
Okay, well.
So that's a plus.
Well. You know, I don't. Like, what is the trade-off? Like, what do I get for doing this?
You get to be one of the first people to colonize a new planet. Biodome style. You are a trailbreaker. You are a trailblazer. You are a pioneer of new galaxies and universes. And throughout history, they will tell your story and sing your songs through the mountainsides.
Do I get to bring all of my books?
Sure. No.
I continue to get shipments of books?
You get to bring a suitcase full of books, and I'm sure by the time this happens, Amazon will be droning stuff to the planet. I did not expect this to be the question that derailed Sherri, you guys. What do you think?
I don't think I would.
You'd stay on Earth.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm like a trailblazer kind of person. I have too many reservations, and I would have too many questions.
Okay.
And I think that, like, halfway through, like, the 5th question, they'd be like, okay, we're out. We're going to the next person.
Okay.
I think they would give up on me.
They would be like, you know what? Actually, we're gonna move on.
You're a lot of trouble. We're gonna.
It's not you. It's us. I would go in a second.
Even if I couldn't come with you.
Okay, well that's a different story.
You just said we can't choose who goes.
Oh, that's a curveball. I guess
they're choosing their colonization people.
No, if we couldn't go together, of course I wouldn't go. So okay, how about that? If we could go together.
Then probably. If
you would go.
Were like set on going, then I would go with you.
Wow, what commitment.
Well, because I love you.
Thanks. I would want to go for sure, because to me that sounds amazing. Like getting to go, who knows what fast food chains they have there?
Probably not.
Maybe they have like a Chick-fil-A that is even better than our Chick-fil-A.
We don't have a Chick-fil-A, so anything would be better than our
Well,
Chick-fil-A.
not in Alaska, but on Earth, I mean. Maybe they have a global Chick-fil-A that is so much better. I would go in a second.
Interesting.
Without a doubt. In fact, if aliens showed up and they were just like, hey, you want to go for a ride? I'd be like, yes. They don't even have to be like, we're going to colonize the planet. I'd be like, let's just go around the block. Like, you know I love meeting new people. Like, for me, it's a chance to hang out with new friends. Yes.
All right.
Take me away, but let's, like, less probing.
Well,
Less alien probing, more just like new friends.
sure.
Last question. You ready for the last question? If you could have the power of teleportation right this moment, where would you go? Anywhere. In this moment specifically.
Ugh. Can you come with me?
Yes.
Paris.
Oh.
I want to go back to Paris so bad. I feel like we had a fraction of the time there that we needed to actually experience it, and I loved every second of it, and I want to go back. But there's a whole list of other places that I would love to go.
But you said Paris so fast.
I know.
Any place specific, like
Paris.
we have to teleport to a specific place in Paris. Where would you want to go?
I would want to go
I think I have a feeling I might know where you're going to say.
right to that restaurant.
That's exactly what I knew it. Where you had the duck?
No, the veal.
Or the veal. And that's where we had the wine.
Yes.
Well, we had a lot of
We
wine.
had a lot of wine. But this specific wine was phenomenal.
Is that the place in the rain?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would want to teleport back there just to start our trip with another amazing meal and then go out and from there.
So, I love that answer. My answer is a very specific place. It's a place we should have been. And COVID took it away from us. I would teleport right now to an over-the-water bungalow in the island of Fiji that we were supposed to be at in 2020. COVID!
For your 40th birthday.
For my 40th birthday.
It would have been like a month after your 40th birthday, but it was
Ugh.
in celebration of.
To be able to, like, get in our teleportation machine in Anchorage and get off in over-the-water bungalow in the island of Fiji and have somebody waiting for us.
Especially because we got 3 more inches of snow today and I'm done.
Waiting for us with a tropical drink that has, like, a little umbrella.
Yeah.
I would just take that and I would jump in the ocean and be happy. That's where I would go.
With your drink, you'd jump in the ocean.
Oh no, I would chug my drink, throw it on the ground, break it, and then jump into the ocean.
Okay.
So you guys, those are 10 icebreaker questions that I wish more groups and people used.
They're like thought-provoking, but like silly, so I feel like they were good questions.
You get to see people's personality rather than just like, oh, tell us something about yourself that nobody would know.
Because you know what my answer to that is?
What? It's true, you hate that.
Like, I shut down.
But you actually do better the more almost absurd a question is. You are more comfortable with it.
I think so, and I think that goes back to my just pure loathing of small talk.
Yeah.
Hate small talk. If you're gonna come at me with small talk, I'm gonna walk away from you.
Yeah.
I probably won't because I'm not rude, but like, I will be dying inside.
I can see Sherri like if I'm watching a conversation happen from a distance and it's just like small talk, I can look at Sherri and know that it's like, oh, she's not even there. Like, I don't know where Sherri is, but she is not in that body.
I'm not listening anymore.
She's gone.
Because you're boring.
She gone.
I'm done.
So just know, if you ever meet Sherri, ask her if she could be immortal, what age she'd want to.
No, they already know the answer now.
That's true. Sorry, friends. Want to know in the comments below, what was your favorite question
Yes.
that we answered? And did you think this was as fun as we did? Because I love this.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun compiling these. We kind of looked all over the interwebs. We started with that one from Allison, and then we kind of like found other just absurd questions.
The thought of a wooden hollow leg with just like a tap of just like, hold on 1 second, can you stand still? Or you know how sometimes when water containers like start to run out and you have to like tilt it up on the side? You have to be like, it's so funny to me. All right, friends, we love you guys. Thanks for being part of the LeggLife community, and we'll see you on the next LeggLife video.